Hi, this is Mick Elliott from Electronics Specifier. I'm on the Octavo Systems stand at Embedded World in Nuremberg, and we're talking to Greg Sheridan, who is the Vice President of Strategy and Marketing at Octavo Systems. Greg, first of all, can you give us a little bit of background in the company, how it was founded?
Yeah, so Octavo Systems, we are a system and package company. We were founded by some senior technologists from Texas Instruments, a principal fellow by the name of Gene France, and he really had this idea of how do we make electronics easier for people, make this new technology more accessible to a wider market, and had this idea of bringing system and package to the masses, and that was really the founding vision of Octavo Systems, is how do we make system and package available, and how do we make engineers' lives easier?
So I guess you kicked off with Texas Instruments, but let's talk us through the product based around Texas Instruments and maybe some of the other microcontroller companies.
Yeah, so system and package, what we do is we basically package a microprocessor, DDR memory, power management, and all the passives that go along with it. So really simplifying a processor subsystem into a single device that designers can just drop in and be off and running with. Don't have to worry about DDR memory anymore, power management, so just a lot of simplification. And like you said, we started off with a Texas Instruments device, the AM3358. We also work with ST Microelectronics. We have the STM32 MP1 based device. We also have one built around AMD Xilinx, their Zinc UltraScale Plus MPSoC ZU3. And then this year we're releasing two new devices, one around the Texas Instruments AM62 and one around the STM32 MP2.
Just talk us through the benefits for customers, because I guess this really simplifies their whole process and gets them to market quicker with their product.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the biggest benefit we have, right, is, again, removing that complexity really speeds up the design cycle. I mean, we have customers that said it saved them up to 9 months of design time, allowing them to get to market that much faster. Also, because we're dealing with die and IC manufacturing techniques, we're able to really shrink the footprint of the design. So you're looking at an average about 60% smaller using a system and package over doing a discrete design yourself. And then finally, we offer the lowest total cost of ownership over the lifetime of the product. So because we're integrating all these components together into one device, you're saving on your manufacturing costs, right? You're going from picking and placing 150 components down to a single component. There's some significant savings can be had there. We're also, with this integration, really simplifying your PCB, so you're able to get less layers, lower cost PCB rolls, really saving a lot of money there. And then one of the biggest one that has really come through over the last few years with some of the supply chain shortages and stuff like that is we really simplified the customer's supply chain. So because we've integrated 150 components, you no longer have to deal with 20 different suppliers trying to source all this stuff, right? We do all that for you, including managing obsolescence, things like DDR memory when those, constantly changing revisions and stuff like that, right? We qualify all that and continue to provide you a device. So again, really from the beginning of the design all the way through the support of your product throughout production, right? We're really saving you and making life easier for our customers across the entire lifetime of their products.
Just as a matter of how do you manage that supply chain sourcing components? You have a team within the company that's part of their task to make sure the components are there ready to go in the packages?
Yeah, 100%. We have a supply chain team that works through that. And really, again, it goes back to the very beginning and like how we think about our products, right? I mean, we know that customers are going to be building around us, are really trusting us, because again, the processor is usually a very key component of their device. You can't really go get it from other suppliers or other places. So we take that very seriously. And when we start our design process, we're thinking about longevity and availability. So when we're working with our partners to select our silicon partners, we're making sure that we have very strong relationships and have agreements with them for long life support of those products. And then we multi-source and qualify multiple different suppliers for components that can be commodities and stuff like that. So really from the beginning, we're thinking about and planning that out. So when we're picking components, designing footprints, right? That's a key thing. You don't want to design in some special. Maybe it's a little smaller and a little bit of better footprint, but if we can't multi-source it, then it's not something we're going to design in.
How do you look at the market in terms of, you said earlier that choosing a processor is a very personal decision for engineers. So how do you look at the market and think, okay, this is what we may need to supply in the future to meet engineers' demands?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we look at as we're out talking to customers, we're seeing what kind of processor solutions and what things they're trying to use, and then we take that in and look at that and then talk to those different suppliers and make sure that, again, they kind of align with our values of this longevity and being able to support customers in a very distribution-wide base type market, right? So make sure that we align on those fronts. And then making sure that they are ready and technically able to supply us with the bare wafer that we use in order to divide in the process, right? And we work with all of our suppliers to make sure that that works and kind of help them through that process. So it's really, again, a market need, just talking to our customers, an alignment on kind of goals and support, and then the technical stuff as well.
And how do you go to market? Do you go through the channels as well as direct to customers?
Yeah, I mean, so again, our whole idea is make it as easy as possible, and that again includes design all the way up through the purchase and supply. So we make it very easy, have many different options for people to be able to use, to be able to procure our devices, right? So we have DigiKey, Mouser, Arrow, Avnet are all our distributors. We have a sales force in both North America as well as in Europe here, and yeah, I mean, we can work directly or go through our distribution partners, again, whatever is going to be easiest and most convenient for our customers.
Okay. And just briefly, is there anything new you've brought to the show this year, the latest product here?
Yeah, so again, really what we're showing off at the show is the adoption of system and package. We have a number of different customer demos that we're showing off here today. And then, our two new products that we'll be releasing this year are the OSD 32 MP2 based around ST Micro's newly announced STM32 MP2 microprocessor, and then the OSD 6.2 based around Texas Instruments' new AM62 processor.
Okay, and that's later this year they'll be available?
Yeah, so the 6.2 from Texas Instruments will be available in Q3, and then the STM32 will be end of the year.
Okay, Greg Sheridan, thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Brilliant.